here's to a nice 2020. Here we are 1 year later. Following on from last year, I've decided to make another year review, seeing how my channel has done this year, my thoughts on this year personally and in general, and comparing my mental state to how it was this time last year. Welcome back to Year in Review.
Yo, give it a stage in a minute, I'ma eat you. El Professor is in the house, let me teach you. I could defeat you with two hands tied and have you waking in the hospital like, who am I? And who are you? Who are they? What is this? You wouldn't believe how someone react to this shit. The mind slipping, speaking in tongues. Sly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done. That's how we get it done. That's how we get it done.
I want to split this video into 3 sections. My channel, my thoughts on the year personally, and my thoughts on the year in terms of society as a whole. I'll start off with my channel as it seems most relevant. 2019 was probably my worst year on YouTube. After the success of my channel in 2018, I suffered a massive decline in growth and success, and there wasn't really a period in the year that I felt happy with my channel. You can tell in my 2019 review that I was uncertain about 2020 and where I would take my channel. I initially decided to quit ES scenarios because I wasn't enjoying them that much and they became very tedious, but obviously they didn't last very long. It's quite ironic that moving into 2020 I felt uncertain and burnt out, yet moving into 2021 after one of the objectively worst years in a long time I feel a lot more refreshed and positive. A few months back I made the video I Need Help, questioning if I could actually do this anymore, and then in time since then I've been able to reflect and realise how that video was made out of greed and the desire to constantly get views and money. 2020 in terms of numbers has been my best since I started on this channel back in 2015, with 268.4k views, an increase in just over 100,000 from 2019, 16.3k hours of watch time, an increase of 6,500, 788 subscribers gained, an increase of 266, and £212.32 made, all as of Christmas Day. This can paint a picture of, oh, it's not that much better than 2019, but in 2019, all of my most viewed videos were videos from 2018, whereas all my most viewed videos of 2020, or at least for the most part, have all been released this year. From around March till July, my channel was on fire, which, I mean, it's not really that much of a surprise, that those usually are the months that people are the most happy and productive. Going into 2020, I hoped to keep ESTM going, but you could tell for the first few months I kept it going that it was just getting stale, and in May I quit doing it. And at the moment I don't really have any plans to revive it. Maybe one day I will, but at the moment I'm happy with what's there, and I'm proud of the series for getting to test what I can do comedically, but at the moment it's just not part of my plans for next year. I'm looking forward to next year though, in terms of my channel and how I can actually expand it. Personally, 2020 has been an interesting year, and in a twisted way, far better than 2019. I felt lost after 2019, without any direction. 2020 started in a similar way, slowly drifting towards GCSEs with no motivation to revise or work hard. I'd only really started to revise 6 weeks before my first exams, which for GCSEs, where you have to revise 2+ years worth of content for about 7 or 8 subjects, is basically suicide. Why? I just couldn't be asked. I didn't have the energy to do anything, and it was completely my fault. I didn't have a good sleep pattern, a good mindset, and I was drifting through school life. And then COVID happened and all my exams got cancelled. I remember going into school the next day after they got cancelled and thinking, what's the point of being here? Some were upset, some were relieved, and I was one of the relieved ones because I knew that if they hadn't been cancelled, I would have failed them. School ended the next day, and I skipped that day. Why, you ask? Laziness. That's probably my biggest regret of 2020, that I didn't go in and see the people that I'd known for 5 years, since I was 12 years old. One last time, I didn't get to see them, and I've never seen them since. I got my predicted grades in August, and I hadn't put in the hard work for them. They felt undeserved. I felt like I was lucky. I found the return to education quite easy, considering I'd not been in for 6 months. But the first day in my sixth form, it didn't feel right. Unlike regular year 11s, I lacked the closure of seeing everyone that one last time. I left my secondary school one day in March expecting to be back in 2 weeks, or at least have some sort of goodbye, and 6 months later I was heading to sixth form, moving on without any closure at all. The 6-month break was pretty eventful. I spent a lot of time on Discord speaking to friends, spent pretty much a day after day playing Fortnite with Martini and Final Road, until one day it just stopped. We fell out, and ultimately the month-long conflict that ensued turned me, my friends, and everyone involved into a shadow of their former selves. Conflict makes people horrible. You lose your morality, you lose your care, and you become so determined to end it that you'll do anything to achieve that. I spent hours tweeting back and forth with Martini. I spent hours with my friends debating how we could end the conflict. I even had my parents ask me what was going on because I was shouting insults and swear words at the top of my lungs out of pure rage. It ended in July, I think, and I'm glad that it happened in a way, because it actually made me a better person. It allowed me to realise what I'd become. ES New York betrayed me and my friends in November 2019 by becoming Mulligatawny, but for some reason I just never let it go. I became the bully, constantly making fun of him. I never actually gave him the chance to grow as a better person or show him remorse. But since then I've realised the error of my ways and I've left it alone. I've not spoken to him in 6 months maybe. 2020 has done that to us all in a way though. We've all had to grow up and become better people. We're all in a pandemic and we can't just live in denial in our own little bubbles, free of the realities of life. That being said, 2020 has been awful for wider society. We started in January with it seeming as if war was going to break out between the US and Iran, and when that passed, we heard about a mysterious virus breaking out in Wuhan. And since then, it's obviously evolved massively with a reported 1.75 million deaths worldwide. Some people have been affected by it more than others, both mentally and physically. Some people just can't handle the stresses of lockdown and not actually seeing people. But 2020 feels like it's divided us more than ever. With opinions on Black Lives Matter, on the 2020 election, on vaccines, or even on the validity of the pandemic itself. Coronavirus has exposed how, as a species, we just got too complacent after 70 years of peacetime, or at least in Western society. This also exposed how corrupt and incompetent our leaders are, with the UK government constantly making stupid choices and handing out billions of pounds to their friends. That's why I made the Christmas Revolution. It was overly political, because I was disgusted that one of our leaders said that UNICEF, who really shouldn't be helping out feeding kids in the 5th richest country in the world, I was disgusted that one of our leaders said that it was a political stunt. All this being said, I do look forward to next year. The vaccine will be rolled out and hopefully it won't all turn us into lizards. And the Euros is coming up in the summer, assuming it doesn't get cancelled, so I get to watch England fail on the highest stage again. And hopefully, most importantly, hopefully we get to return to the normality we took for granted for so damn long. I'm a lot more optimistic about 2021 than I was about 2020. Like I said earlier in the video, I feel like I have direction, purpose and more drive in life. Coronavirus ultimately saved me, I know that. And without it cancelling my exams, I could have been sitting here talking about how I paid the price for my sheer laziness. It served as a valuable lesson though, that I need to improve my drive and motivation, because when my A-levels happen in 2022, nothing's going to save me, and if I don't prepare for them, I will fail. Also in 2021, I'll be turning 18, which, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but I find it kind of weird considering I uploaded my first video on this channel, which I now deleted accidentally, the day after I turned 12 years old. I just want to thank you all, from the bottom of my heart. My channel has done exceptionally well this year, despite how I tailed off towards the latter end, which I think applies to a lot of people in this community. My friends and my family have all been great this year, and I want to thank them for it. I want to thank everyone. I just want to thank everyone. Wish you all a great 2021, and hopefully in 365 days time you'll be sitting here watching an 18-year-old me talking about a year much better than this one. See you all soon.